Thank you for coming this afternoon to this important time, for being here together with the Words family. I do ask that you turn off your cell phones out of respect for our time together. So would you agree with me that this is a most bittersweet of occasions? Sweet, but not too sweet, because Joan would probably make us spit out the candy. Bitter, but not too bitter, because Joan was, well, Joan, the Iron Maiden of all things mothering, nursing, and swimming, to all of our benefit and countless others. Nevertheless, here we are, early in the new year, gathered with Doug and their incredible family, continuing what has been both very difficult and even remarkably easy over the past weeks, remembering and honoring the well-lived life of Joan Elizabeth. I hope I can get away with that one time. Now, we have to tread lightly here, because if we lay it on too thick, this tribute stuff, we may get the look. You know what I mean? The look from Joan? Okay, and no one wants that. But to be true to the courageous work of living and dying done by Joan and Doug and Ben and Maggie and Will and Joe and Meredith and Vanessa and so many others, we must speak the truth. The truth is, we're feeling deep sadness and already miss Joan terribly. What a loss of such a marvelous woman. Her drive and commitment to causes important to her, her remarkable devotion and loyalty to family and friends. I mean, look. Her appreciation for what is good and true and beautiful, and especially her wit. How do we properly describe her dry, incisive Yankee humor? But over the next few minutes, we will at least attempt to speak and to sing our appreciation of Joan. In addition to several designated speakers, you will have an opportunity, if you wish, to share a brief story or a word of tribute. Now, like many of you, I have been enormously privileged to journey a while with Joan and the Wurtzes. Kind of sounds like a 70s rock band, doesn't it? And like you, I have been blessed beyond measure with their honest, transparent approach to life's realities, to weeping and laughing, to stories and more stories, to being in the moment and leaning into the pain. And now all of us are privileged to be here, to feel our profound feelings of loss, to pay our highest respects to our departed sister, and to look to the new days ahead with hope, wisdom, and expectation. Meredith is going to come and read a fascinating poem by Mary Oliver that you see in your bulletin or have already read on Joan's Memorial website. With the white owl as a rich metaphor, listen for the calm, pragmatic hopefulness offered in these images.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Meredith Words, although the newspaper thinks my name is Melissa. I'm the newest addition to the Words family. I'm honored to have had 4.5 years with Joan. Even though that time was not long enough, she and I get to continue to grow in our relationship because I get the lifelong privilege of being loved by her son, Joe. She said once in our family session, I like to call him Tim Time, that Joe's sense of humor reminds her the most of her sense of humor, that dry sarcasm that we all know and love. I feel really lucky to have gotten to be a part of that. She would also tell me to lock it up right now. Today, I will be reading White Owl Flies Into and Out of Field by Mary Oliver. I think it's quite appropriate that this is a poem that Doug chose. When Maggie and I came to visit, we noticed that the tree was decorated in white owls. We asked them to keep it up. This poem uses an owl as an analogy for death being the time when light wraps itself around us, we rise gracefully, and we leave our imprint on this world as we embark on our next journey. A full interpretation of this poem by Juniper Quinn is available for you to read on the website. It's located in your program. Please follow along with me on the back of your program as I read. Coming down out of the freezing sky with its depths of light, like an angel or a Buddha with wings, it was beautiful and accurate, striking the snow and whatever was there with a force that left the imprint of the tips of its wings, 5 feet apart.